Hello, my friend. Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by. I'm Pat Moore. The channel is More Sporting, and I really appreciate you. I'm sure many of you are thinking, what happened to that fat bastard? He hasn't been doing any videos for a couple months. Well, we've had some things going on. It's been quite busy, and it's been very, very difficult for me to peel away some free time to do videos, and I'll explain everything here in a sec. And I think that you'll agree that's a reasonable excuse, although I did find time to go fishing in that time frame, so can't use it as an entire excuse. All right, so this is what's been going on. We, as you saw in a previous video, we moved to a rental property, a property that we were renting on Lake Whatcom, and we lived there for a year. In that time frame, we purchased a house here in Anacortes, and we, when you buy a new house, you know there's all sorts of things that you want to get done. And since we were living in a rental, we decided that we're going to do a full remodel of this house. So I've been supervising the contractors and working with them to make sure that things ran smoothly. So, you know, I've tried to be on site almost every day, well, at least 3 times a week, so that they could ask questions and things wouldn't get held up simply because they didn't have answers for what they needed. So I spent a lot of time here at the house, and along with that, I built a new shed. I'll show you that. I also moved all of the old cabinets from our kitchen into my new shop and installed all those in there. And so all of those projects were really consuming my time. And honestly, for the last month and a half, I haven't really been doing a lot of fishing. I did a little bit of fishing trying to improve my score for the season-long tournament, and I'll have a video specifically about all the fish that I caught and the statistics behind the season-long tournaments and stuff, and explain all that to you. I will spill the beans and say that I got 4th place, which was pretty good. I was pretty happy with that. My goal was 10th, and I, be in the top 10, and turns out I got 4th, which was really good, even though I was in 3rd place for a large portion of the end of the tournament. But I'll explain that drama in that other video. When you're living in a rental home and you've put half your stuff in storage, and then you have to get all of those boxes and all of that furniture, and you're moving from a 3,700 square foot house into a 2,200 square foot house, you've got to pare down a lot of stuff. You got to clean up a lot of stuff. You got to try to inventory all your stuff, and then you get it all moved into your new house, and you have approximately 150 boxes full of stuff that you don't know what it is, even though you've marked it, you've moved it twice, and all the markings under are not necessarily correct anymore. So it's been an adventure just trying to get stuff unpacked, and luckily the critical stuff I pretty much found, although I did spend 45 minutes looking for the tripod to be able to shoot this video, but we made it. We ventured there, but yeah, just moving is incredibly time consuming. And when you move into a new house, you find all sorts of things that need to be done, like a lot of stuff you just don't want anymore, and you throw it away and it needs to be replaced, and you need to take all of those photos and paintings and artwork and posters, and you've got to mount them all back up on the walls, and you got to find a place to put them, and those are all decisions that need to be made, along with mirrors, and it's just a non-stop task list that needs to get done. And this house didn't have Ethernet cabling run throughout it, and I needed it's a single level house, and so it takes up quite a long, broad area, and one Wi-Fi access point wasn't going to be enough, and so I had to run some Ethernet cable from one end of the house to the other in a crawl space that was too small for fat bodies like me. So it was a challenge. There was a lot of work involved in all of this stuff, and I would say, maybe 40% unpacked. Okay, that's probably generous. Probably 35% unpacked. I have a lot to do still. And so I am going to try to take some time out now and do some videos. I have probably half a dozen trips, fishing trips that can be published still. And then, of course, I don't fish a lot during the wintertime, almost none. And so most of the videos that you'll be seeing will be painting lures. I lost a lot of lures this year, so I'm going to paint up a bunch of them. So I'll share that with you, painting lures. I've got a bunch of DIY projects for the new kayak that I want to do. I'll document those. I have some other things around the house I might document. So there'll be a lot of videos, but not a lot of fishing content. And you guys get bored of the fishing content in the wintertime anyway, until it gets to be almost March, and then everybody gets excited about going fishing again, and they want to start watching videos again. So that's kind of what I will be doing as far as the video offerings. And I just want to apologize. I'm sorry we haven't had any content coming out in the last month and a half. I will do my best to get at least a couple of videos out a month, maybe a little bit more. We'll see. All right, let's take a quick look at the garage and get an idea of kind of one of the things that I'm dealing with. Well, there's my new shed. You can see we've got some battens left to put up on the board and batten look. The board and battens are required because the house itself has board and battens on it. So the HOA says, hey, if you're going to put a shed in, it's got to match the house. And so that's what we did. Give you an idea of what it looks like on the front here. Yeah. So that's the shed, and it's gonna obviously need to be painted. It doesn't match the color of the house. It needs to match the color of the house. That hasn't happened yet. So yeah, that's gotta happen. And then we have the shop over here. We'll go take a look at that. Yeah, so it does resemble a landfill. Everything that got moved kind of got just thrown in here because we moved from a much bigger house into a much smaller house, and a lot of stuff just got thrown in here. Now, this is cleaned up a lot since we moved in. It's part of what's been keeping me busy, is just getting all of the garbage cleaned up. And I have a pool table here that I'm going to be getting rid of. We got a bunch of furniture we're also ditching. There's one thing that I've got pretty well organized, and you know, got to have your priorities straight. This is all my fishing lures in there. Well, I shouldn't say all. There's quite a few of my fishing lures are right in there. I still have a bunch of stuff here that needs to get cleaned up after the season, and you know, got some stuff here in the kayak that also needs to get cleaned up. But by and large, this is kind of what's been consuming my time, is just getting this disaster cleaned up. Lastly, from the Man Cave, I want to say I really appreciate you guys. Please like and comment and share and all that good stuff. And I just wanted to say that I really appreciate you, and I've been a little bit lax in getting the videos out to you in a timely fashion, but there's more good stuff coming, and stick around. It's going to be really enjoyable. So thank you very much, and have a great rest of your day.